सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुः च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या च द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव. So we are on 48 of chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. It's talking about Karma Yoga. Last time we did the most famous verse, Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. It told us that our right is to work, not on the fruit, and we should not be not doing anything. And we should not, the fruit should not be our motive. Especially while working, while working, we should not be thinking of fruit. And now the next verse is, I think Joe always talks about this, Yogastho ke kaam karo, right?
Right.
That's what it is. So the verse is this? 48 of chapter 2. You have it? No. Where are you? This is chapter 4 mein aa gaya aap. Chapter 2, ye hai na de?
Going back, okay.
Yeah, see, Bhagavad Gita has like you can find different things everywhere. 40. Yeah, Yogastha. So you're gonna follow, right? Lead follow style.
Right.
Yogastha kuru karmani.
Yogastha kuru karmani.
Sangam tyaktva dhananjaya.
Sangam tattva dhananjaya.
Siddhya siddhiyoho samo bhutva.
Siddhya siddhiyoho samo bhutva.
Samatvam yoga uchyate.
Samastam yoga uchyate.
So Shivani, you want to read the translation?
Evenness of mind, that's right. Yeah, start from here. Evenness of mind? Or here? From this chapter. Okay. Perform action, O
Dhananjaya.
Abandoning attachment, being steadfast in yoga, and balanced in success and failure. Evenness of mind is called yoga.
So
from this, yeah.
I think that we won't read the whole commentary. If you want, I can just summarize it. So because
summarize it.
So basically, I just wanted to tell you about the word Dhananjaya, because somebody has analyzed, many people have, that Krishna Bhagavan called Arjun by many different names, and Arjun called Krishna Bhagavan by many different names. And every time he picked the name, that had a reason why he picked that name, because he was trying to appeal to something of him. So Dhananjaya, the word he got was, Dhan means to acquire, Dhan ki vijay prapt ki jisna. So he had gone all around and collected lot of money to bring it to his kingdom. So here he's telling him, abandoning attachment, he's telling him to do. So on one hand he's calling him Dhananjaya, and then he's saying that so he's purposely appealing to that aspect of him, that the person. So there's so much psychology in this. When these saints and sages open it up,
and so much depth.
Yes, so much depth. So each word has like बहुत सोच समझ के बोला गया है वो सब कुछ. So anyway, इसमें main is yogast है, right?
Yeah.
And then the last part of this verse says samatvam yoga uchyate, and that's a very important. आपके योगा में आपको बोला होगा ये, because मैंने जब योगा, मैंने भी टीचर्स ट्रेनिंग शुरू किया था, मैंने पूरा नहीं किया, तो they talked about this a lot. Samatvam yoga uchyate means Krishna Bhagwan called it evenness of mind is called yoga. There are many different definitions he gave throughout Gita, and this even. So then he's going to talk about what evenness of mind is.
It's no disturbance.
Ye-
The bad
yoga
things
actually
happen
means
or
being
good
in
things
yoga.
happen, nothing should affect you.
Right,
Your mind
yeah,
should be
like-
calm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually being in yoga.
right. So
Yeah.
yoga means to join to
अपने
the
अंदर
higher.
being in yoga
Yeah.
all the time.
The yoga in this context it means join with the higher. So let's analyze it. That it's on one hand you're absolutely right. It is the evenness of mind, but we know that when we are in the sansar, it is one of the most difficult thing to get is evenness of mind,
Yeah.
because we immediately the intellect starts judging.
Yes.
ओ फलाना ऐसा है, वो ऐसा है, मैं ऐसा हूँ, दुनिया ऐसी है, immediately. So then, how can we get that evenness of mind? That's the question. So then, one of the answer is the more you study about Sat and Asat, the more you know who God is, and when you do Ishwar Arpan things, like we were talking when we came together today, that in the sansar if we start लाभ हानि हम पागल ही हो जाएंगे, right? Because हमेशा जब हानि होती है तो अरे वो मैंने क्यों नहीं किया, उसमें इतना लाभ था. We always think that way. So then we are never going to feel satisfied. But when I think, hey, whatever I'm doing, it's for something higher. I've been put here to do, maybe try to help people, do this. So have something noble, then the even of mind comes a lot easier. And then Swamiji said a great example somewhere. He said कि जब कोई जॉब ढूंढने जाता है ना, तो जो बॉस होता है ना, वो जानने की कोशिश करेगा कि फलाना आदमी सिंगल है या फैमिली मैन है, because they believe that a family man will be better suited,
Steady.
because he'll be more steady. Why? Because he's not doing it for himself.
Hmm.
तो वो सोचेगा 10 बार नौकरी छोड़ने के पहले, और उसको 2 गालियां भी देके तो सोचेगा हाय अगर मैं यहीं टिका रहा हूँ तो ठीक है, मेरे को I have to bring. So he said when you have a higher altar, that's when you get this samatvam. Then you don't sway. उस सिंगल आदमी का वो बॉस ने थोड़ा कुछ बोल दिया, forget it, मैं तेरे को फायर कर देता हूँ, तू क्या करेगा मुझे.
Yeah.
So that's what he was saying. So we have to understand that unless we have something higher to hang on to, we will not have evenness of mind. So that's the key thing over here. And so steadfast, abandoning attachment. And then here he talks about again, he's saying a lot of people say, attachment chodo, but we don't understand what it means. Because some people may think, oh, don't be attached to this, that. No, what he's telling of attachment is what he had told before, that wrong imagination, false expectation, daydreaming about fruits of action, anxiety for results, fear for the future calamities that have not yet appeared to threaten our life. Those are the list attachment you have to drop.
Meaning our own vices, in other
Yeah,
words.
जो हमारे
बाहर का नहीं attachment, कुछ अपने अंदर का
अंदर का,
attachment.
और वो भी
अंदर
क्या
का जो
चीज
ये
से
सब हम
इधर.
कहानियां
And then
बनाते हैं.
remember you said that ego last time you said, and we were talking, so he says the same thing, that first let's find out what ego means. Ego means it's like a bundle of memories that I have in my head about past and hopes of future. Nothing else is more ego. It's like usually मैं फलानी हूँ, मेरा नाम ये है, मैं ये फैमिली से बिलोंग करती हूँ, जितने भी पास्ट का वो है वो मैं अपने सर पे लेके चल रही हूँ, that becomes part of my ego.
Past and future. Future could be also next life.
No, they are talking
not
more.
next life.
They are talking more about like hopes of future.
Yeah.
मैं ये कर लूँगी, मैं वो कर लूँगी,
In the same life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
First
future,
you deal with your same life.
because आगे की
Next
life
life
का
का तो पता ही नहीं है.
What the
Exactly.
next life we
अभी आजकल क्या होने वाला है, आधे घंटे बाद क्या होने वाला है.
See, also, like what I was saying, that's the way I learned that. that you logical brain, left brain, emotional brain, right brain, you turn both of them off, then the universal brain takes over. So under that, you really become at present. In other words, like the power of now,
You
or
have to live the
like
present.
the Nisargadatta Maharaj was the classic.
Yeah.
He said, I have zero memory, so I cannot store anything. So that's why he's always in present, because he cannot store past or future.
That's good.
So that's one way to look at it.
So he
And
cannot
then you
hold
can,
grudges. He
and
cannot
we are
hold
afraid.
That's what it is. It's not like he remembers the past, because when
जो-
we in human body we do remember. हमने नहीं तो हम
But
पहचानेंगे
he
कैसे
blocks
किसी
it
को.
out.
No, but he
जो
didn't have.
ये
calms it.
आप बोल रहे हैं ना योग,
उसका-
Yeah.
this is योग. What you
I
are
know,
saying
that's what
कि
I'm saying.
वही तो योग है.
Also, when somebody says, मैंने आज आधा घंटा योगा किया, this can be extended to your life. In other
Yes,
words,
yoga is not
Yeah.
just
so
a
you are
physical
always in
posture.
yoga mode. In other
Actually,
words,
yoga
yoga
is actually that. वो तो
That's-
योग
so
that's what
आसन
he's talking
इतना
about.
clear
Anything
to
you do.
बोला.
Yeah.
Evenness of mind is yoga, but
Yeah.
evenness of mind तभी आएगा ना जब वो past और present
Yeah,
में नहीं
खत्म
रहेगा
हो
तब.
जाएगा. हाँ, तो वो सारी चीजें connected
हाँ,
हैं.
100% connected है.
Yeah.
So उसका context लेना पड़ेगा हमको.
और प्रेजेंट में वो इतने ब्लिस में एक
Right.
होकर के रहेगा, मतलब कि ना उस वो एंड
If we
like
live
you know
in the
this whole
present,
consciousness and
then
whole
we
world
don't
is
think
so
about the
beautiful
future
like
and the
that.
past, then you're always happy.
Yes.
See, we are always afraid
Automatically.
that if we shut off our brains, how will we function? But that's not true. One can, and,
Yes, one
and
can,
nobody
But
will
you
know
don't
the
shut off
difference.
your present brain.
Nobody will know the difference but you.
Yeah,
yourself.
I know. No,
I'll tell you
outside
what it
people
is.
won't know the
No.
difference.
अच्छा, when you say shut
They,
off,
if you tell them, they will say कि पागल है ये.
it has a different context also. What you're saying is right. Basically, your mind becomes so pure that it's like a transparent. Whatever God wants to get done, it just goes through it without your own
Yeah.
jhanjat in it. That's called not having a mind. Mind is just a flow of thought.
Yeah.
तो उसमें अपना कचरा नहीं भरा हो तो फिर माइंड इज अ ट्रांसपेरेंट थिंग.
Like this glass, you know, एकदम सीधा सब
सब निकल आ जाएगा. उसको अगर फॉगी कर देंगे तो सनलाइट नहीं आएगी.
डस्ट होएगा.
Because I remember in '96 when I went to this mode, I had to give a 33-bit microprocessor presentation to Air Force people in Bangalore. And I gave that without having any thought. And I answered all the questions.
Questions, yes.
So in the end, I asked my partner, I said, did everything go well? I had no idea what I said. And it works.
Yeah.
Because all that knowledge you have still exists in the universe. So when you are using your own 2 cents, sometimes you are right, sometimes you are wrong. So because you are taking chance, because your knowledge is imperfect.
Yeah.
But when you go in yoga mode, then now we can say that
Yog
is
mode,
destiny.
yog mode.
Yeah, yog mode, right. Yogast ho karke.
योगस्थ होकर योगस्थ कुरु कर्माणि.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because then you know that ego is completely finished. You've in total surrender.
Yeah.
और जैसे बांसुरी उन लोग बोलते ना,
बांसुरी का
जैसे खाली हो गए तो बांसुरी बजेगी ना.
In fact, that whole बांसुरी is a very typical of the body. कि वो उसमें I think it has 9 holes. I'm not sure. कोई बांसुरी वाला बजाता है यहाँ पे?
7, I thought 7.
Seven also.
Seven, I thought.
सात है ना.
तो वो basically it represents the body,
सारे
and
का.
then when you
7 chakras.
if it is totally hollow, then कृष्ण भगवान का सुर उसमें से
हाँ,
जाता है तो
बहुत अच्छा
वैसे
निकलता
हमारे से वो काम करवाता है.
Very nice.
That's the whole.
So we are like
Speaking
a
of
body
Basuri.
with 7 holes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
नहीं
7
Nine.
chakras. or-
nine doors.
Nine holes.
I know, but
openings.
she's saying about the बांसुरी का
बांसुरी.
जो
7 chakras and 9 holes.
So you can
we
call
have,
it
we have
7
9
chakras.
openings in our body.
right.
Through
2,
which all
4.
everything is coming.
So, but if you count both ends, that makes it 9, right? 7 is in the middle.
Yeah, and then
Both
the
ends.
right.
Yes,
Right.
it is 9, but 9 gated.
Those
there
two
is
are just the
there is
closure, no? They are not doing any. They are just containing
No.
that 7.
Containing.
Actually, anyway, we don't know about the Basi of us over here, so
But there is a whole verse in that कि वो the person stays very happy in the 9 gated city. So 9
Yeah.
gates are very. It's in the
I
Gita
see.
also. So here it talks about निश्चयात्मक intellect. Samyak, I don't know how to say this, mind. When thoughts are in a state of flux and agitated, it is called the mind. And when it is single pointed, calm and serene in its own determination, it's called intellect. Thus, Buddhi Yoga becomes established in the devotion to intellect. That's what he says. And then what you were talking about, that when the attempt of the mind to work in unison with the intellect, that is, an objective mind working under control and order of a subjective mind, is called Buddhi Yoga. Means तुम्हारे जो emotional mind है वो इतना powerful नहीं रखो, but intellect को ज़्यादा powerful रखो. You know, because emotions goes too much here and there, so it's like
it's impartial.
It's like a good combination होना चाहिए दोनों का actually. And then he's saying when the individual ego surrenders it completely, it is called established in Buddhi Yoga. You know, and then seek refuge in Buddhi. Let your mind be perfectly under the control and direction of the intellect. Wait, let me stop here. Yoga. No, I think that I was going to say something else. It went on another page. I wanted to tell about forgetting himself in a very joyous ecstasy of work. Here it is. That's what I wanted to see. Inspiration is the joyous content of thrill ecstasy of each immediate moment. It is said that the content of the moment in itself is the entire infinite bliss. What you guys were talking about. That if you learn to be in the moment and not have the ego, you will be in infinite bliss. And that's why, you know, there are some people, when they love their job, what they do, they are so happy, nothing matters to them.
You don't get tired.
Yeah, and then किसी ने मुझे बोला, I'd gone to one restaurant, okay, so this lady said, I have a cook who loves to cook. And, you know, she got a big order of like 250 samosas to make. And she said, the moment I got the order, I said, oh my God, I have to do so much work. And the guy said, don't worry, everybody get out, leave me alone, give me all the ingredients, I'll make the 250 samosas. So, you know, the job that other people were thinking it's so bad, he loves to do.
Yeah,
And he didn't want anything
I had
to
a cook
do.
like that in Nigeria. I was throwing a cocktail party and I was worried about him. But they said, I can do it. He was from one of the very rich guys, Chilaram or something, you know.
Chilaram.
So around 7:30 I called him. I said, first you make samosa. That's done, madam, done. I said, what? He said, done. 100 I made, 100. Like that, you know.
Yes. And you know, sometimes you go somewhere and you say, hey, how do these people do this job? It must be so boring, because you try to put yourself in that,
quick.
and then you say, खाली बैठने वाला job है, but they don't mind.
Samosas, how can you make?
हाँ, सबका अपना अपना
Oh,
होएगा.
I tell you, there was when I was in Houston, so I used to go to drop my kids at school, and while coming back, there used to be one guard whose job was, you know, directing the traffic. It was a big, tall building, and then he was just directing the traffic. But the way he would direct, he would say, "Hi, how are you? Good morning, ये वो," and you know, मतलब इतना खुश. And I used to wonder, I said, wow. And then after a while, I started waiting to see him, right? And so that thought kept going on my mind, that guy looks so happy, and then he's doing his job so good. And next month, he was in the newspaper. They said the guard who loves his job and he makes everybody happy.
Yeah.
Because he said everybody started looking forward. I have to say hello to him before I go to my work.
It's very, very infectious. If
Yes.
you're in a good
Yeah.
mood,
Yeah.
you put other people in.
But what I
You
was,
attract.
Yeah.
It's a
But-
very.
it was such a simple job, but he made it so fantastic that he was in bliss. And that bliss other people could
Yeah.
get
They
it.
gain by that.
Yes, yes. So you see it all the time. That's what.
And
he's
it's the
talking about.
simplest of things.
Yeah.
Some people can make, get it in the simplest of things.
Yes.
Which other people, हम तो सच में सोचेंगे कि कितना boring job. I mean, it's not at all creative to be a guard.
Okay, the last paragraph of Swamiji's comment on this verse is, establish thus in equanimity, renouncing all egocentric attachment, forgetting to worry over the results of success or failure in the activities. Act on, says Krishna to Arjun. And he adds that the great yoga is to work thus with equipoise in all situations. What you were saying, that, whether you have this or that, you have equipoise.
Equipoise.
Yeah. Equipoise or evenness of mind.